testament to that. Dr. Guthrie grunted.
Prohibition is on its last legs, I predict.
Haley had to agree, though they were almost halfway through 1931, and she couldn't see it happening any time soon.
It's the only reason I agreed to endure that frightful journey over the Atlantic,
Dr. Guthrie continued.
That and my son's audacity to move to America. The idiots went on to marry American women, and now, blast it, I have American grandchildren. My wife Eileen must be turning in her grave.
Haley held in a grin. The morgue telephone rang, and Haley picked up the heavy black and gold receiver. It was the police. After a short conversation, she hung up the phone and followed Dr. Guthrie to his office behind a glass wall. "There's a body at the Bell in Hand on Union Street," Haley said. "Would you like me to accompany you?" Dr. Guthrie lowered himself into the chair behind his large oak desk, his knees jutting out awkwardly. He flapped long fingers in Haley's direction.
"You go. The weather in this blasted city is too bloody hot for my old bones."
Investigative reporter Samantha Hawkebyline Sam Hawkeis is the only dame on the beat at the Boston Daily Record. She doesn't take no guff from the guys, and they've learned to respect her, even if she's a skirt. She's fearless and tough as nails. Her blonde locks and red lips get attention, but the smart men keep their distance. Those who don't learn a thing or two about the lethal side of long fingernails and pointy-toed shoes. Besides, Sam's married, even if she hasn't seen her no-good husband for a year. Though no one had ever laid eyes on it but her, Samantha had written that autobiography 5 years ago, when she'd braced herself for a confrontation with the editor-in-chief, Archie August. She'd insisted that he promote her from receptionist to reporter. The editor said he'd admired her nerve. He had given her the women's column, which she'd begrudgingly taken. Though Mr. August didn't know it, she had a young daughter to think about, and had inherited a demanding mother-in-law whom she supported. The women's column offered pay she couldn't scoff at. She'd taped the biography to the back of her notebook to remind her about how far she'd come since the day Seth Rosenbaum had walked out on her. Hollywood bombshell Marlena Dietrich's eyebrows are all the rage. Get your tweezers out and shape your brows into razor-thin arches. A little pain is worth the glamour, ladies. Women who happen to lack the natural arch pluck the entire brow and pencil them in with the new eyebrow pencils by Maybelline. Samantha didn't mind writing the columns, even if they were mostly fluff. Fashion and makeup interested her, and her only beef was that she couldn't afford to buy those things for herself. The men she shared the room with would be surprised to know that a safety pin held her brassiere together, and that the seams of her skirt had needed reinforcing more than once. There were times when facing issues particular to a woman, such as the recent celebration of the 10th anniversary of the 19th Amendment, the women's right to vote, that Samantha, being the only female to report on the story, had produced copy that Archie August had whistled at. Whistling was always a good sign with the bloated editor. It meant he liked what he saw. Samantha had taken the opportunity to plead her case that she could report stories of interest to both sexes. Mr. August had puffed hard on his cigar before relenting.
"Okay, I'll let you sniff out stories on your own time, but in the office, you have to cover the women's page."
Deal. Since then, Samantha Hawke had made some headway for herself in the paper. But what she needed to be recognized as a real journalist was a big lead. The Boston Daily Record was housed in a 3-story stone building located on Water Street. The pit on the second floor had rows of desks butting up against one another, each with a black Remington typewriter, a black cradle telephone, stacks of paper, a well-used coffee mug, and an ashtray. Streams of gray smoke pillared upwards, collecting into a mesmerizing haze along the ceiling. The men sat in various positions of contemplation or hunched over their typewriters with inspired enthusiasm. Johnny Milwaukee sauntered over to Samantha's desk, the only one without a telephone. Not exactly rude.